everyone, this is Sam, and here again for May's TinkerCAD challenge, and that would be to make shoe charms. So I made 5 different examples. You can see there's one here. This is a little mustache at the bottom. This one says hi all, and it's like kind of similar to this one. And I actually have these, this one's shoelace is actually looped inside, like wrapped around. So there's a way you can wrap it. So if you have like shorter shoelaces, be a good idea to do one of these. And then this is a side shoelace. So I do have 3 holes here. I just looped up the first 2, but if I were to do 3, it would actually come down like this. And so that turns out pretty cool. I didn't know if it would turn out okay because it's a short top shoe, but if you have a high top shoe, it might look a little cooler than that. So these are some of the shoe charm examples. And this was actually a really fun project, and I hope you all enjoy it as well. Just follow the tutorial. If you have any questions, email me or call me, let me know, and I will help you out as best I can. Or we can schedule a one-on-one appointment to make the shoe charms. Once again, we are only printing out in one color. I might be able to, if you're really interested in having a couple of options, I could do maybe 1 charm at a time. I will give you the option to have 2 different charms or 2 charm printouts. So if you want to print out a couple of different ones that you like, then you're welcome to do so. Once you're finished, let me know and I will print out your shoe charms. There are a bunch of options you can explore there. On the tutorial, I do have 5 different ways you can make a shoelace charm. The ones I didn't print out were the tube examples, and you'll see that on the tutorial of how to make one of those. Before you begin though, be sure to measure the spaces between the eyelets, and I will show you on here. So this one I purposely made a little smaller because between these 2 eyelets is a little shorter, and I definitely wanted this one to go here, but as you notice, as you go further up the shoe, they get more widespread, and your shoes might be a little different. And definitely when I go through the tutorial, be sure that all the sizing I say, just follow along to what your measurement is. So there's 2 different spots where you have to measure between here if you want the side shoe charm, and as well as the front if you want it hanging up the front. If you have not joined the TinkerCAD Challenge Classroom, please do so. You're not required to, but it just helps me to see who is part of the challenge and then who I can help print out whenever you're ready. And I won't know if you're ready for print but until you email me. So once you are done with the challenge and you're ready to go, email me, let me know that you're done with May's challenge, and I'll look at your account and figure out what needs to be done from there. Okay, once again, have fun, enjoy tinkering, and if you have any questions along the way, email me. But I think this would be very fun. And then, like I said, we can always make a one-on-one appointment if you want to sit down and work on it with me. We're going to start with creating the design. So I'm going to Designs. You can see the last ones I make, and I'm going to click on New, 3D Design. So this is all about making shoe charms. Before you begin with making the shoe charms, you should have measured the space between the eyelets, and as well as the space between, like on the top of the shoe between the eyelets and then the sides of the shoe. You want to make sure the holes are placed in a proper location for your charms. So we're going to do a single design first. I'm actually going to show you a few different ones to go with. The great thing about shoe charms is that it's one of those things that is all up to you and your creativity. Now the easiest one you can do would be to create, I'm bringing out the tube piece. Once again, always adding more size to it, make it perfectly round. I'm going to zoom in. Good one to start off with was just make 1 charm that you can have dangling from the bottom of your shoelace. So in this case, you want to think about how your shoelace is going to like hold up. So for example, in this case, you want to think about how the piece is going to be hanging, or how this particular portion, like, do you want it to show on the front of the shoe? Do you want it to show on the front and the top of the shoe? Do you want it to show on the sides? And remember, gravity always pulls things kind of over the side of our feet. Now, if you want something hanging in the front for it to be seen, like if you wanted 1 long tube piece, and I'm trying to think in inches, so 1 inch is going to be about 2.5 centimeters. Okay, now if my shoe is going to have like 2 inches of space in between, I'm going to think about 5 centimeters. So because this is in millimeters, we want to think about converting that to centimeters. So every 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. So if I have 5 centimeters to work, yeah, if I'm trying to get to 5 centimeters, I want to multiply that by 10. So I'm going to have this go up to 50. So this is the whole shape. So this is a kind of piece I would put like that first set of eyelets at the bottom of your shoe, kind of like the first thing is it's closest to the top of your foot. This would be that long piece that would go across. That would be pretty neat. Now remember, you want to also double check to make sure your sizing is correctly. It could be between 1 to 2 inches. And if that's the case, think about, so it's either going to be 2.5 centimeters or 25 millimeters to 50 millimeters. So to play it safe, I'm going to change this to 30 as kind of like a nice in between of all that. Now you could do a lot of neat stuff if you want to take any of the flat shapes. I'm pulling up the star right now. I'm moving it. So I turned it 90 degrees. I definitely want to make it a lot smaller to fit on the charm. I'll change it to 10 now and see what happens. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, the one thing you also have to be aware of, you don't want to have, if you're going to do it this way, make sure you don't have anything in the center of the hole. Otherwise, your shoelace won't fit in there. So you want to make sure you have the piece as thick to pop out. Or if you wanted to change it to a hole, you could do that. I change it to a hole, and if I group, I select the star, I selected the tube, and if I group them, you see that the star is actually cut out of the tube. I think because it's at a curve, that's probably why this piece didn't cut out. So you could do it by creating holes, so it would be like a peek away shoelace. You could eventually see the shoelace if you look hard enough, and then I'm moving this down a little bit. So yes, there's some pieces that will be more elevated than the others, and that's because it is, like I said, at an angle. And what you could do with this is you can make it more of an oval, and that might help a little bit. So that's what I did. I just squished in the sides. But if you do have a little piece hanging in from the center, that will be fine. Just don't cover it to the point where it's like this, because that will only be a very annoying pain that you will have if you're trying to lace up your shoes that way. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to take the duplicate, and I'm just going to rotate a little bit. So you don't need to have anything super special with, you get stars, hearts, small things like that, different symbols and shapes that you just really love, and then you would love to show them off and put them on your shoe. Okay, so I'm going to leave this off to the side for now. I'm just going to group it. So that is one example. And the way this one works is if we were to create holes in this, much like the other one, except with the other shape. So like this would, like the shoelace would go through here, like that. Shoelace would go through here like that. So this is a good way of, when you're looking directly down the shoe, you can see the mustache up at, like looking up at you. Okay, so with the last one I did say it was 2 inches. For just double check it on your shoes to see what works for you. And the width is 4, the height is 22. Well, first what I'm going to do is rotate it down to -90, try to get top view. So now I see that the length is 22 and the width, or I guess the height, is 9. So 22, that's about almost an inch. Let's make it 40. Okay, and then I'm going to just stretch this out, kind of eyeball it this time around. And obviously you see this changed a little bit, but that's fine. So look at how this grid's set up. I want you to all look and understand that the grid is set up as a tool for measurement. So each one of these larger squares represents 1 centimeter. Each one of the smaller ones represent a millimeter. And so remember too what your sizing is, and we're going to go back to the shapes. A way you could figure out how if your measurements are working properly. So I'm going to bring out this box. And so I know that, for example, I'm trying to make it as even as I can possible to make sure that when I make the hole, I want the holes to be in the center here. So I'm grabbing the cylinder tool. This is really big, so I definitely want to make this a lot smaller. Let's do 5 by 5. And I do have this mustache floating, so I'm going to Bring both of these down. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so now with the hole in place, I can see how exactly I want this to look. And I am worried about a couple things. Couple things I noticed that it's really close to the edge over here. So I don't want it to do that because if anything were to happen, maybe it got scraped and then the shoelace comes out and I end up losing the charm. I just want to make sure that it stays on as long as possible. So I'm kind of just aiming for the middle of these two areas. Actually, I decided I'm going to put centimeter, the hole is going to be along the edge of the square, and now I'm going to duplicate it and do the same for the other side. And all I'm doing is hitting that arrow key to the left until I get to that point. Alright, I'm going to delete this and you'll see how the box is going to look. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. I think it works, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same as I did the other one. I'm going to select all three pieces. Basically, I click and drag and create a box around them, and I'm going to hit group. So now I create a hole out of those. And you can do this with any type of charm. If you wanted to do a flat one, maybe something like, and virtually with any of these, you can technically just put a hole right through them. If you really want to do that, like this crocodile, for instance, it's really big. I gotta make sure this guy's a little smaller. So moving the mustache out of the way, and I'll show you what I'm thinking of doing with the crocodile. So the one thing I really liked about how this crocodile is laid out, it's very long. Like, yes, there is detail, but it's not, it's a lot of the same thickness of details, so it's not anything drastically changed. Like for example, the wings on the bumblebee would be really hard to print out because look how thin this is. This is very thin. And a lot of times the 3D printer, it will not even register an object if it's really thin. So keep that in mind. Like I said, you have to really pay attention to what you want to print out. I will let you know from my end if it doesn't work out and then give you some suggestions. Instead, I will pull out that tube shape. So I'm making this a 5. Also gonna shorten this width a little bit. So this is another way to make a charm. Just make sure both of the items are on grouped. I'm actually going to pull this out a little more. That should be fine. So I'm checking to see, first of all, if the items overlap, which they did. I hope the hands will come out okay, the hands and feet, but if not, it's still a pretty cool charm you can make. So I can group that. Now that I showed you a couple different ways to do this, the tube type of shoelace charms, I'm going to move these off to the side. And then I showed you how to do the 2-hole type where the shoelace is going to go inside and it could be off to the side. It could be like on top of the shoe, and that's what this piece is. Now I'm going to show you another type, and this is going to be like a layered decorative piece, almost like this one. But this one will at least give you the opportunity to lay it more flat, I want to say. So let me grab, and then we're going to make it, let me double check what I had this for. So I'm going to make it 55 millimeters long. And this is also going to be the same size as what your top of the shoe, how much you have to work with. And in terms of height, I'm going to make it let's do 5. 5 is pretty good, 5 millimeters. So right now we're at height, I guess in this sense will be 20, width will be 55, and then the overall like thickness of it will be 5. Now I want to make, I'm going to grab another box, and then these are going to be, pulling this down, this is going to be the holes that are going to go each side. They're going to be like little slits. And what this is going to allow you to do, you can like wrap your shoelaces through them and continue zigzagging them up your shoe, or you can go underneath. So let's see. So I don't want to make it as big, as wide as this piece, so I'm going to shorten this. Right now I have the length is 3. So up here you see the length is 3. I'm going to make this 15. So this is going to allow me to have ample amount of room to push the shoelace in. I'm going to bring that down. Now I want to duplicate this, so I'm going to click on this button up here And I'm just pressing the left arrow key to move it all the way over to the other side. Just move that over 1, 2. I'm going to kind of make this as symmetrical as I can. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. So now here's where you can get creative in terms of like putting stuff on the top. Once again, I recommend anything flat is going to be your best option, or anything that's slightly curved. You don't want to get too detailed because a lot of times the printers won't print them out as well. So something like a sword, if you turn it, so I'm turning it 90 degrees. I'm also going to bring it down. Trying to make it a little bit shorter. So here's the sword. You always want to make sure your objects are on top of the box. So I want to make sure this is on top. I'm going to pull this down, kind of like it's embedded in there. I still see all the details, so it's not like I'm losing a lot of details doing that. So that's a way to add your charms on. Another thing you can always add with these are text. So let me search up text, just because it's just easier to search things and then you can get there right away. Now there's a few options here. You could, if you wanted to, bring out the individual letters of your name, or whatever you're going to say on there. Or you could, there's curved ones, text ring and custom font text ring. Those two are not going to be a good option for that. I mean, there is a possibility you can make a small charm and have it print all the way around. Once again, you have to remember that you want all your letters connected so that it prints as one piece. And you could, if you wanted to, put this on the cylinder piece. So I'm zooming out right now so I can get to that. So let's say if I want to put the green around here and kind of make it look like it's connected. It is going to be a little bit more trickier to get it exactly how you want to, because you also have to make sure that the right radius is the same as the other ones. So I see my snap grid's a little bit too high, so I'm turning it off a little bit. And I'm going to pull this up. So this is a way you could possibly do it. It might be hard to see, so think about how you want this to lay out on your shoelaces. Do you want it to be visible from, like I said, you want to be visible from the sides, from the top. You got to really consider how you want this to look. Visually appealing, as well as it's still, I guess, functional. It still works the same way you have it originally set up to do. Okay, I'm going to change this color though. It's a little too... So I grabbed the first text. This is actually on the main shapes page, but I grabbed it from here. I'm going to also resize this. I'm going to put 40 by 5. I just want to make sure I can get this on this keychain part. So I'm going a little bit smaller than what it originally was intended to, like right in the hole, between the two holes. Also, when you're doing something, make sure that your sizing for things are not hiding above or below. You want to make sure it is set where you want it to. So I'm going to stretch this up a little bit. So I typed out a cute little phrase. So I'm just adjusting it to make sure it all fits. So that's something you can put also as a charm on your shoelace. You could put like a little saying. So once you're done figuring out the different elements you want, you always want to group them to make sure that the holes cut out of the shapes. So it might take a second. So there we go. That is going to be another example of a shoelace charm. So this is a third option you can do if you want to create something that's from the top. Visually, you can see it from the top looking down your shoes. This is a good one to use. I have one more I want to show you. So I'm going to look for something that would be cool to use. Let's do this. So this is a huge dragon wing. So the idea I have behind this is I want to create this wing hanging off from the shoelaces so that it looks like I have like wings coming from my shoes. Now, first thing I noticed that this is very thin, so it's 12 across. Actually, it's not too bad. let's make it a little bit bigger though. Let's do 15, because I'm worrying more about like all this inside piece to it. And also, I'm not sure how this will build. I assume it'd be built flat, but when it's building flat, it also needs all the support systems to go in between the wings. So now I'm going to rotate this entire wing to negative 90 degrees, and I want to bring this down. I have to make sure that this also is a similar size to these other beads. This one can actually be a little bit bigger because this is going to be on the side of your foot. So as long as it's not dragging to your shoe, you can make this a little bit bigger. So whenever you're measuring this, measure from the bottom to the top of your shoe to make sure that this will work perfectly for what you want to do with your shoelace charm. Another thing I'm trying to think about is where I want to put the holes, because when I want it to hang, I want to make sure that it's hanging from where I want it to. So I'm thinking I do one here, one here. I'm thinking like going up the side like this. I'm going to ungroup this one and just copy and duplicate all the holes from the mustache and bring them over to the dragon wing. So let me delete this, grab one of these cylinders, hit duplicate, and then I'm going to just bring it over. So now I want to make sure this is right here. So I got one hole right here. Can I change this color? Okay, here we go. It's a little easier to see everything. So I got one hole here. Now remember, you want to keep the distance between these the same as what your eyelets are on the side of your shoe. It could be off a little bit, but if it's too far off, you might lose some like shoelace length in order to hold it all together. And then it might pull kind of weird on your shoe. So remember, make sure you follow the length of your eyelets. Okay, now the last one I'm going to pull up here. So ideally, I'm thinking this should support the side. Move this over a little bit. Just want to make sure that this all is supported well enough. So this is pretty much it for this. Just gotta group them. I selected them all. I group them. It's taking a minute because there's a lot of data going on with this wing. Okay, so that's it. So this is how this dragon wing is going to look for this one. And that's pretty much all the charms you can make. You can experiment with some other ideas if you want. Yeah, so have fun tinkering.